Well, in chemistry specifically, we have a great organization, the American Chemical Society, which sort of serves as a grand source of many, many different journals in chemistry. They publish, I would say, the lion's share of journals in the chemical sciences. And luckily, since they are sort of the house of many journals, they've come up with a common way of providing references, of listing your references in reports. It's called the ACS Style Guide, and I always encourage students to refer to that when they're, whether it be quoting a direct article or paraphrasing or even just learning how to appropriately cite references. The Style Guide can help students with that, whether it's a citation from a journal or a citation from a book or a citation from a website. I think that's often difficult for students coming from high school backgrounds where they're used to MLA or APA style terms, and in the chemical sciences we don't necessarily use that. We use a different sort of formatting. Just as important, but it's important to know where to get that information from. The other thing I would say is it's really important for students to relate their conclusions to the data they've collected. And so in some ways, plagiarism doesn't become so much of an issue in science as is scientific ethics, where students are collecting data and perhaps the data doesn't always give them the result that they wanted. And so there can be a tendency to make up the results to sort of fit what you think should happen. And this creates a whole discussion of scientific ethics, and we strongly encourage students to interpret the data. Maybe it's not exactly what you thought it should be, but that's okay. Come up with a reason why the experiment didn't go the way that you think it should have, or the way that it was planned to go. And if you can come up with a good scientific reason for that, that's just as valid as coming up with the actual result.